Hi guys, how you doing? This is a video about being on social media, and I've released 1,000 videos now and on YouTube. And I always said that I was not going to make any decisions about being online until I'd made 1,000 videos, and I've done that. So I'm supposed to now be thinking whether I carry on or stop, and and yeah, I think I'm carrying on, I think, but you have, I'm going to explain like the reasons why you kind of have a think about it. So my channels are really teeny tiny, right? They are very, very small, but I have noticed like a behavior about being online, and I just want to talk about it. So if you guys are like thinking about being online, I just want to have a really, really open conversation about it. And if you need to sort of know, obviously I'm a tiny channel, but this is what I've noticed so far by having like 18.5 thousand people on TikTok and 5,000 on YouTube. I mean, we're talking very small numbers, but I just want to tell you what I've noticed. Okay. I've taught literally hundreds and thousands of people probably how to drive one-to-one, and it's a beautiful experience. Learning to drive is not black and white. There is a lot of greys with driving, and you have to think on your feet, and there are situations where you have to break the rules sometimes because of situations that have come up. It is a very difficult thing to be able to say this is always as it's done, because there might be something going on that day that it isn't done like that today. So there is so many grey areas. So the first thing that I've noticed is that the comment section online is very black and white, and with driving, it isn't black and white. You want it to be. I really want it to be. I would love it to be, because then you've got a really definitive answer, but it's not. It just isn't. It is on, you have to think on the spot. That's why you have to really think about the grey areas or deal with the grey areas. So the comment section is very black and white. If you deliver any sort of opinion online, there is always going to be the other side that come up on the comment sections. And almost always they're aggressive, because they're maybe hurt about the opinion that they're watching, and they're defensive about the opinion that they're watching. And I understand, but there can be quite a lot of potential anger there. It's quite rare that if somebody has an opposing thought that they can control themselves enough to have a conversation. It's just the energy is like instantaneous about it, and the communication online is very different to real life. So if you are making videos online and saying things about how you feel about things, be ready to have the opposing speak, and that's okay. I don't mind. I mean, I'm like my dad. I don't actually mind having the opposing thoughts. My dad loves it. Oh my goodness! He absolutely loves that. And it is actually very interesting to, if we can settle. I don't mind having my mind changed. I don't mind at all. If we can talk sensibly about it, and if you can influence me and talk to me about the other side, I am changeable. It is possible, but I have to see it. I have to see the facts. I have to see the change. It's like driving, yeah. If you're teaching somebody and they're like, oh, my driving instructor taught me another way. Okay, and that's fine. But why don't you try it this way, or you explain the other way, or you show pictures or facts about the other way that you truly believe in. And it's a belief system. It's a belief system. Because anything that you believe in, if you look online, there will be the opposing. So it's about belief. It's about which side do you want to believe in? Yeah. And people can offer you as many factual evidence as possible. Look at this book, look at this law, look at this. But it is, again, a belief. It's a belief. What do you want to believe? So, yeah, I've covered the comment section being very, very black and white. And the opposing thoughts if you offer an opinion. If you are online, expect trolls in the morning. When you wake up and you have your coffee, open up your open up your social medias, and there'll be a troll in there. And they've often said something really weird. Because they've written to you in the middle of the night when they may have been off their head on something, or it's quite funny. I quite enjoy the morning troll, but it's almost like you've got a pet and you need to go in there and like tidy up the feces in the morning. But it is relatively funny. I think maybe some of them are like really high or like sort of drinking or something, so the comments are quite funny. But yeah, you get trolls in the morning, so just expect that. So there's something about the night time that you get funny comments. And you never really know whether it's a bot anyway. Like whenever you get something like that, you don't really know whether it's a bot, because the language is so different, and you think to yourself, maybe that's just a computer, maybe that's literally just a bot. Like you just got no idea whether you're talking to AI or a bot or something. So there's no point in any way like conversing. There's literally no point, because it might be a computer. What's the point? Like there's just no point. So yeah, the language online, I've noticed, is very, very different to real life. It's like a different language. It really is. It's like a completely different language. People speak online in a really different way. Like you would never talk to somebody in the words and delivery as you would do a comment. It doesn't flow. Like you wouldn't talk to somebody like that. It's there's a new language. Like, for example, I had one person on my comment section just said, let's normalize, what did she say? Let's normalize telling people why. Like those words like put together, it's actually a very unusual collection of words, isn't it? Like you wouldn't sit at a dinner table listening to somebody and then say, let's normalize telling why. It's a very detached speech. It's very for the person. It's very inward to them. There's no community. There's no... it's very distant. Very distant. There's a disconnect from the way that people write and speak. It is a different language. It is a completely different language. People don't talk like that. And again, you don't know whether it's a bot anyway. If you are releasing things online, I personally would believe in what you're delivering, so you can really stand on it and be like, well, if I get, a troll or a bot or you have to decide on what you're going to do. So some people will interact because it makes the algorithm find it more. Some people delete it, it's up to you as an individual. So the other thing that I would say is the thing that I'm not struggling with it, but the thing that I have noticed is when you are presented with the amount that your videos are worth, there's a bar and it basically shows you like which videos have been successful and how much money they're worth. And this is difficult, and I'm trying to keep grounded. And I will, because it's important to me. But when there's a video that's worth a lot of money and it's far outperforming the other ones, it's usually because there's high debate in there. There's usually like a two sides, very much a two sides. There's normally very upset people in there, and I can see it. So if you release a video, for example, and you deliberately put something in there that if somebody wanted to do that and they deliberately put a mistake in it, that would be worth a lot of money, that video, because people would find it and then they would believe that the mistake could be real. I don't know, but the commenters, the people would find it and then they would attack. And then the views would go up. So I can see how people online could deliberately make mistakes or try and say something that is controversial to make people angry. And because the worth of the video is up. I released a video where there was a lot of emotion from other people. And I found myself seeing that the video was worth a lot more money than the other ones. And then I started making another video about it because I thought it would be worth money. And then I stopped myself. I stopped recording because I suddenly realised what I was doing. And I don't want to release videos for that reason. And it's very hard. It's really difficult. It is a decision that you have to make. I feel like I'm on the edge of a cliff, hanging on. It's really weird. I don't know whether I can try and explain this. It's a decision that I have to make because I know that I could make it and it's worth money, because it will cause controversial conversation. And it can take you away from being an authentic person. I can see why in the field that I'm in, I can see why driving instructors have students on their pages making mistakes, because it's going to be worth a lot of money, because people are going to have something to say about that. But I can't do that. I just cannot face showing my students making mistakes. I just can't face it. For me, I mean, I understand I get it. I get the entertainment. I totally can see the money. I mean, I can see it, but I just morally can't. I just can't do it. I can't. If I was learning how to do something and I made loads of mistakes and then it was televised, I just can't. I get it. I get it. It's absolutely worth a fortune. So there's a decision that you have to make about what you're going to do with the audience. It's definitely a game. Did you know about Steve Bartlett? He's in the hot seat at the moment because people say that he's making very controversial videos and everybody's going there to fight or everybody's talking about it because misinformation's being given out and he's being ripped to pieces. But I saw the model that somebody believes that he's using, and if that was to be true, then it's working. I saw it all a really popular video about how it would be working and how the money would come back to him and how the advertisers would advertise. And it's quite dark because the audience is like a tool. And that's dangerous, because misinformation could be given out on purpose to create drama, because it's worth a lot of money. So I'm just trying to consider. I'm hanging on the end. I feel like I'm like on the end. I feel like I'm hanging on to integrity and money, because you can see where the money is. You can make a video to make everybody really angry. And if people get angry, your video is going to be worth more money. So I think that if I get angry by watching something online now, I think I'm going to be more level-headed about it, because I'm going to think maybe my fire's being stoked on purpose to get this video to be worth money to this person. Because really, like, your anger is like, I don't know, it's like, it's just like a few hours, isn't it? So maybe the creator is just like, it's all right, I'm just going to make a bunch of people really angry for a few hours. Sorry about that. I just had a moment about whether I was going to continue with the video. I had to have like a bit of a break because I was going off of it. I was like, oh no, should I release this video? I don't know. I still don't know. So I was just having a think. The last thing that I will say about this as well is the feeling of emptiness and the feeling of loneliness. So I've got like really nice family. I've got a lovely partner. I've got like really lovely friends. There's no issues, right? But posting videos, being online, you have a mask. And what I mean by that is you create a persona, and you definitely fall into the person that you are online. Definitely, that has definitely happened here. I try so hard to be authentic, and I'm hanging on to the cliff edge, right? Because it's just, it's like, you know, when you see a certain person and you are somebody to that person, and then you see someone else and then you can't swear with that person anymore. Like the new person, you have to speak slightly differently. To your mum or something, you can't swear, but you know, to Jim you could. So you've got like different hats, different personas, different masks and you've got your social media face, right? So staying authentic, but because you are a certain person when you're going and making videos, sorry, I'm just going to try and lift the mood a bit because I saw myself go down. Lift up, baby. So the final thing that I'm going to say is the emptiness, the void that you feel as well. Like there has been times where I've been you know, looking at social media, like I'm looking, how's the video doing, blah, blah, blah. And then making a video or whatever, posting a video, editing a video, blah, blah, blah. And then there's been times where I've been driving around in my car and then I've just felt a deep need to have a hug. And it's been so like viscous and so intense. And I'm just literally like visualizing like a cuddle from my partner and just being like engulfed in like a cuddle, because there is a disconnect to being online, and you just need a hug, like a real hug from a real person. So there is a void that comes. And this is me, and I will just come back to it. This is me on a teeny tiny little channel. This is just what I've noticed, yeah? And you just feel like, wow, I could so use a hug right now. Like from a real person, you know, cuddle me, cuddle my heart, talk to me. You know, let's talk, let's be face to face. What's going on in your life? Tell me about like what's happening in your life. You know, how's the kids, how's the family, how's your health, how's work, what's made you happy? Like, tell me about the run that you went on recently. Tell me about your adventure in another country. Tell me about your experience. And having that kind of human connection. And honestly, I've had it about 4 times where I'm just like, I really need a hug, you know. Anyway, so that's how I'm gonna like leave it. On my teeny tiny little channel and my teeny tiny bit of experience. So God knows what it feels like for bigger people. I think that for bigger creators, they must have to have put it into a box. And even on my tiny little scale that I understand here, I think I understand that me as an audience member, me as the watcher of somebody else's videos, I am potentially just a tool. And my reaction to their video, especially if it's emotional, I could be being used like a battery for that video to create money. The more emotional I get when I watch a video, I could just be literally a little battery that is feeding their video for whatever subject it's on, and it makes them money. So you become the tool. Look, I'm sorry, if this is ridiculously obvious to some people, then I'm late to the game, yeah. But I'm just, you know, I'm relatively new to all of this stuff, yeah. I'm an innocent, yeah. But this is just what I've noticed. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna leave it there because this has been a bit emotional. It's been a kind of like very deep, for me, that's been a really deep dive. I think I got everything. Did I get everything? I think the last thing that I'll just add is when I release videos, they are going to be as authentic, morally correct and real as I can. I am desperately trying not to fall into the vortex of like creating money only, because I just don't want it to be like that. And I can see that some people would. They want to just be online. So create the anger, I get it. Do you know what? And it's actually fine, isn't it? I mean, if I suppose if people want to do that, then actually it's fine. I just think that the audience needs to be aware, I guess it's fine, actually. You just have to just realise that that's all part of it, I guess. It depends on the person, the individual. Do you want to be as authentic and real as you possibly can, which is almost impossible because you have a persona? It's really hard to even do that. Like, just try your best to like be real. You know, even though you have your voice and you've got your camera and you've got your light or whatever, but try and be as real. Make content that you believe in if you want that. And then if you are going to be somebody who just goes for the money, then the audience is a tool, and there is a disconnect of human connection, and then the audience is just a living being of anger and a battery, and if you can disconnect from that, then yes, yeah, you'll be not popular. You probably won't be well, will you? I don't know. You'll be richer. Yeah. if a driving instructor wanted to, it could even be that a fake driving instructor goes online and just makes like loads and loads of bad information, and they'd probably get quite rich because people would attack it. And then it would probably be worth a flipping fortune. They'd probably get reported and taken offline. Like, let's just hope that would happen if they did it all the time. But you can see, can't you? Anyway, I'm going to leave it there because it's getting really long. I hope this helps someone. I hope this kind of clarifies things, or it was interesting. Have a nice day.